Hello, my dear students. I am Swati, faculty in statistics from Department of Statistics. Welcome to the video lecture for semester 3 statistics students. Now we are going to discuss the topic theory of attributes. So this is the first part of theory of attributes. The contents of the theory of attributes are: first one definition, second one notation, third one dichotomous classification, next manifold classification, classes and class frequencies, order of classes, relation between class frequencies, ultimate classes and ultimate class frequencies, symbolic representation of class frequencies. So these are the contents related to first part of this theory of attributes. First, we are discussing the definition of attribute. So an attribute means a quality or a characteristic. Theory of attributes deals with qualitative characteristics which are not suitable to quantitative measurements. So that means which are not represented in numbers. So now the examples of attributes are drinking, smoking, blindness, health and honesty, etc. So an attribute may be marked by its presence or absence in a number of given population. Suppose, next, how to notate the attribute. So notations of attributes. Suppose the population is divided into two classes according to the presence or absence of a single attribute. So the positive class. The positive class which denotes the presence of the attribute, that is generally written as the capital letters A, B, C, D, etc. So presence of the attributes generally written as the capital letters capital A, capital B, capital C and capital D, etc. The negative class. The negative class denoting the absence of the attribute. Absence of the attribute which is written in corresponding letters such as alpha, beta, gamma and delta, etc. For example, if A represents the attribute sickness and B represents the blindness, then alpha and beta represent the attributes non-sickness and sight respectively. Here, A and alpha are said to be complementary attributes. Similarly, B and beta. So, B and beta are said to be complementary attributes. And C and gamma are also said to be complementary attributes. Now next one is the combination of the attributes denoted by grouping together the letters concerned. For example, AB, capital A, capital B is the combination of the attributes A and B. Thus, for the attributes A is sickness and B is smoking, then AB would mean the simultaneous position of sickness and smoking. Similarly, A beta. So here we have to take A is sickness and B is smoking. A beta will represent sickness and non-smoking. And alpha B will represent non-sickness and smoking. Similarly, alpha beta. Similarly, alpha beta will represent non-sickness and non-smoking. Alpha beta will represent non-sickness and non-smoking. And the next definition is dichotomous and manifold classification. So first we are discussing dichotomous classification. If the population is divided into two subclasses or complementary classes and no more with respect to each of the attributes A, B, C, etc., then such division or classification is said to be dichotomous classification. The classification is termed manifold if each class is further subdivided. So now the examples of dichotomous and manifold classification. First one is example of dichotomous classification. If we are looking at gender, we would most probably categorize somebody as either boys or girls. And the gender is divided into two categories. One is boys and girls. So this classification, so the attribute gender is divided into two classes. One is presence and another one is absence. That is two complementary classes, two complementary attributes. So that is the representation of dichotomous classification. And next example is example of manifold classification. In this classification, the data is classified on the basis of more than one attribute. For example, the data relating to the number of students in a university can be classified on the basis of their sex and marital status. Sex is divided into male and female. Marital status is divided into married or unmarried. And next, another example of manifold classification is, again, we are already seeing in dichotomous classification, gender is divided into two classes, that is boys and girls. Again, boys are divided into two categories. One is vegetarians and another one is non-vegetarians. Girls is also divided into two categories. One is vegetarians and another one is non-vegetarians. Again, boys vegetarians are again classified into two categories. One is less than 20 years of age, greater than or equal to 20 years of age. Again, boys non-vegetarians are again classified into two categories. One is age less than 20 years and age greater than or equal to 20 years. Similarly, girls vegetarians are divided into two classes and girls non-vegetarians are divided into two classes. So, classification of the data with more than one characteristic that is the representation of manifold classification. Classes and class frequencies. First, we know about the classes. Different attributes in themselves are called different classes. The number of observations assigned to them is called class frequencies, which are denoted by bracketing the class symbols. So, for example, so this stands for frequency. So here, frequency of A. So that means bracketing of A stands for the frequency of A, and combination of the attributes, that means frequency of AB stands for the number of objects possessing the attribute AB. Order of classes. A class represented by n attributes. This is called class of nth order. and the corresponding frequency as the frequency of the nth order. The total population denoted by capital N, and it will be taken as the frequency of 0th order. In a dichotomous classification with respect to n attributes, the total number of class frequency of all orders, those are equal to 3 power n. In case of n attributes, the total number of positive class frequencies equal to 2 power n. And next condition is, in case of n attributes, the total number of negative class frequencies. So those class frequencies are equivalent to 2 power n minus 1. So now the example of, in the case of, we are taken 2 attributes. So in case of, here we have to take 2 attributes, those are denoted by capital A and capital B. We have total class frequencies are 3 power n. So here we are taking 2 attributes, we get 3 square. So that is the 9 class frequencies. 9 class frequencies. So here is the table of the class frequency for 2 attributes. So first 0th order, always taken as 0th order's corresponding class frequency is always taken as capital N. In the first order, the class frequencies are frequency of A, frequency of B, frequency of alpha, and frequency of beta. In the second order, the class frequencies are frequency of AB, frequency of A beta, frequency of alpha B, and frequency of alpha beta. In 2 attributes case, the highest order of the class frequency is second order class frequency. And the example 2. So here we have to take 3 attributes. Those are denoted by A, B and C. We get the total number of class frequencies are here 3 cube. That is equal to 27 class frequencies. Those are shown below. So in the 0th order, corresponding class frequency is capital N. In the first order, the class frequencies are frequency of A, frequency of B, frequency of C, frequency of alpha, frequency of beta, and frequency of gamma. So in the first order, we get 6 class frequencies. In the 0th order, we get the class frequencies, only 1 class frequency we obtain. In the second order, so the class frequencies are frequency of AB, frequency of BC, frequency of AC, frequency of A beta, frequency of A gamma, frequency of B gamma, frequency of alpha B, frequency of alpha C, frequency of beta C, frequency of alpha beta, frequency of beta gamma, frequency of alpha gamma. So here in the second order we get 12 class frequencies. So the highest order. So here we have to take 3 attributes. In the case of 3 attributes, the highest order is third order. In the third order, corresponding class frequencies are frequency of ABC, frequency of AB gamma, frequency of A beta C, frequency of A beta gamma, frequency of alpha BC, frequency of alpha B gamma, frequency of alpha beta C, and frequency of alpha beta gamma. So these are 8 class frequencies. 1 plus 6, 7 plus 12 plus 8. We get total here 27 class frequencies. In 27 class frequencies, the positive class frequencies are 2 power n. Here we have to take n attributes. Those are n is equal to 3 attributes. Here we have to take 3 attributes, and 2 power n. We get the total number of positive class frequencies are 2 power n. That means 2 cube. This is 8 class frequencies. These 8 class frequencies are 8 positive class frequencies are, we know, in 0th order, n is corresponding class frequency is capital N. This is always positive. In the first order, frequency of A, frequency of B, frequency of C. In the first order, 3 positive class frequencies. In the second order, positive class frequencies are frequency of AB, frequency of BC, frequency of AC. So 3, we get 3 positive class frequencies in second order. And the third order, the positive class frequency is frequency of ABC. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We get the total positive class frequencies are 8. And the total number of negative class frequencies, that is 2 power n minus 1. So 2 power n minus 1 means 2 cube minus 1. So we get here 7 class frequencies. So what are the negative class frequencies? Here we have to observe. In 0th order, there is no negative class frequency. In the first order, frequency of alpha, frequency of beta, frequency of gamma. So 3 class frequencies, negative class frequencies. In the second order, frequency of alpha beta, frequency of beta gamma, and frequency of alpha gamma. So in the second order, we get 3 negative class frequencies, and the third order, we get only 1 negative class frequency, that is frequency of alpha beta gamma. So this is 1 negative class frequency, second negative class frequency, third negative class frequency, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So in the case of 3 attributes, we get these 7 class frequencies are negative class frequencies, and the remaining class frequencies, that is frequency of A beta, frequency of alpha B, frequency of A gamma, frequency of alpha C, frequency of B gamma, frequency of beta C. So these are the remaining class frequencies in the second order, and the remaining class frequencies in the third order, those are frequency of AB gamma, frequency of A beta C, frequency of A beta gamma, frequency of alpha BC, frequency of alpha B gamma, and frequency of alpha beta C. And these class frequencies we have to observe, and these class frequencies, this is a combination of positive and negative classes, positive and negative attributes. So this is the combination of positive and negative attributes, and these class frequencies are called contrary frequencies. So these are contrary frequencies. And next topic is relation between the class frequencies. So any class frequency can always be expressed in terms of class frequencies of higher order. So that means 0th order can be expressed as first order can be expressed into second order expressed into third order, and so on. So here the example of relation between the class frequencies. Here we have to take capital N. So capital N is the 0th order. 0th order can be represented into first order terms. That means frequency of A plus frequency of alpha, or frequency of B plus frequency of beta, or frequency of C plus frequency of gamma. So 0th order can be expressed into first order terms, and then First order terms, again first order terms, that is frequency of A can be represented into second order terms. So frequency of A is equal to frequency of AB plus frequency of A beta. Similarly, frequency of B is equal to frequency of AB plus frequency of alpha. So in the remaining second order terms, we have to take two attributes. Here we have to consider A and B. So complementary attribute of A is alpha. Frequency of alpha can be represented into second order terms, that is frequency of alpha B plus frequency of alpha beta. Similarly, frequency of beta can be expressed into second order terms. So that is frequency of A beta plus frequency of alpha beta. And next, second order terms into third order terms. Similarly, the second order terms into third order terms. So here we have to take one example. Frequency of A beta is equal to frequency of A beta C plus frequency of A beta gamma. And next one is, here we have to take frequency of alpha B. Frequency of alpha B. So this is the second order class frequency. This second order class frequency expressed in terms of third order terms. That means frequency of alpha BC plus frequency of alpha B gamma. In the similar way, we have to write down the frequency of alpha beta. So frequency of alpha beta can be expressed into next order. So that is the third order, that represents frequency of alpha beta C plus frequency of alpha beta gamma. And we have to frame any relation based on class frequencies. So we have to express any class frequency can be expressed in terms of the class frequency of higher order terms. Ultimate classes and ultimate class frequencies. The classes of highest order, those are called the ultimate classes, and their frequencies are called the ultimate class frequencies. Any class frequency can be expressed in terms of ultimate class frequencies. The number of ultimate class frequencies in case of n attributes is 2 power n. For example, here we have to take one example, that is capital N is equal to. So this is the 0th order class frequency, capital N is the, so capital N is equal to can be expressed as in terms of the first order class frequency, that is frequency of A plus frequency of alpha. Again, the first order class frequencies, frequency of A and frequency alpha, can be expressed into second order terms. So that is frequency of A can be represented as frequency of AB plus frequency of A beta. And frequency of alpha can be represented into second order class frequencies, that is frequency of alpha B plus frequency of alpha beta. So the first order terms, frequency of A and frequency of alpha, can be expressed into the second order terms. And again, the second order terms, those are frequency of AB, frequency of A beta, frequency of alpha B, and frequency of alpha beta. So those are expressed into the third order terms, that is frequency of AB can be expressed into frequency of ABC plus frequency of AB gamma. So again, plus frequency of A beta can be represented into third order terms. So that is frequency of A beta can be expressed as frequency of A beta C plus frequency of A beta gamma. And next one is frequency of alpha B. So frequency of alpha B, so this is the second order class frequency. This second order class frequency can be expressed into third order class frequencies. That is frequency of alpha BC plus frequency of alpha B gamma. and the last plus frequency of alpha beta. So this is the second order class frequency. So this second order class frequency alpha beta can be expressed into the third order terms like this: frequency of alpha beta c plus frequency of alpha beta gamma. So here we have to take 0th order. So that is n. That is the n is the class frequency of 0th order. So that can be expressed into first order terms, then second order terms, and the third order class frequencies. So each and every lower order class frequencies can be expressed into the higher order class frequencies. So those are the highest order class frequencies are called the ultimate class frequencies. The total number of class frequencies specifies the data completely. The set of ultimate class frequencies is also known as fundamental set. Let us suppose that class symbols as operators or symbolic representation of class frequencies. Let us suppose that the population of size capital N, this is dichotomized according to an attribute A, which is symbolically represented as A into N. This is equal to frequency of A. Similarly, we can represent alpha into N. This is equal to frequency of alpha. So this is the first equation 1 and this is treated as equation 2. By adding 1 and 2, we get A into N plus alpha into N is equal to frequency of A plus frequency of alpha. In the next step, we have to common the value capital N. So we get A plus alpha into N. This is equal to frequency of A plus frequency of alpha. So sum of the two complementary attributes is always equal to the capital N. So this is the size of the population. And here in the next step, A plus alpha is equal to 1. And here in this relation, A is equal to 1 minus alpha or alpha is equal to 1 minus A. Thus, in a symbolic representation, we can replace attribute A by 1 minus alpha and alpha by 1 minus A. Similarly, the attribute B by 1 minus beta and beta by 1 minus B. C, the attribute C by replacing the relation 1 minus gamma and gamma by 1 minus C. We can also express the second and third order frequencies by using this notation. So here we are taking one example, that is frequency of A beta. So this is equal to frequency of A beta can be represented as frequency of A beta into N. Here A beta, A is as it is and beta can be replaced by 1 minus B into N. So after the multiplication of A into 1 minus B, we get A minus AB into N. So in this bracket, the attributes A minus AB. So we have to multiply with N. So we get A into N minus AB into N. A into N is frequency of A minus AB into N is frequency of AB. So therefore we get frequency of A beta is equal to frequency of A minus frequency of AB. Similarly, we have to take another example, that is frequency of alpha beta. Frequency of alpha beta can be written as alpha beta into n. Alpha can be replaced by 1 minus a, beta can be replaced by 1 minus b into n. So in the next step, we have to multiply 1 minus a into 1 minus b. So we get 1 minus a minus b plus ab. 1 minus a minus b plus ab into n. We have to multiply each and every element with n. So we get 1 into n is n, a into n is frequency of a, b into n is frequency of b, plus ab into n is frequency of ab. So therefore, frequency of alpha beta can be expressed in the terms of a and b. So that is n minus frequency of a minus frequency of b plus frequency of ab. Similarly, we have to write down alpha b, frequency of alpha b. Frequency of alpha b can be represented as b minus frequency of ab. So these are the second order class frequencies. We have to express in the class symbols operate by using the class symbols operator. And next one is the third order class frequency, that is frequency of a beta gamma. So frequency of a beta gamma can be expressed as a beta gamma into n. Again, beta can be replaced by 1 minus p, gamma can be replaced by 1 minus c. So in the next step, a into 1 minus b. So multiplication of a into 1 minus b, we get a minus ab. And the remaining term is 1 minus c. So after the multiplication of a minus ab into 1 minus c, we get a minus ac minus ab plus abc into n. In the next step, a into n minus ac into n minus ab into n plus abc into n. So a into n means frequency of a, ac into n means frequency of ac, minus ab into n means frequency of ab, plus abc into n means frequency of abc. So this is the first part of the theory of attributes. Thank you.